Hello, Trope Troopers. I'm Kashi.
My name is Dash.
And we're gonna go on an adventure through the rabbit hole. We don't have any plan for this episode, so we'll be hitting the button of random
Random trope, let's go! Oops, I accidentally misclicked and we do random media.
What is the... Oh, I think I'll take a list to like a page for like a particular show or something. Manhug! I've seen this show before. That's a picture from Supernatural. Manhug.
I like what the quote says. It's like,
That is so sweet, man. How about a bro hug bump? What? Is that like a hug bro fist?
I guess. You like hug and you punch their back at the same time.
Hella Jeff. Okay. So kissing, who kisses? Unless it's like that's one thing. I don't say nowadays. I'd say like all the days. It's no. Except I feel like they put it in like a light of like that is like this exclusively bad thing. Different people are different, and it's not like it's inherently valuable to just be crying in front of people all the time. You're not putting sunglasses on. Are you tearing up?
No, it's just the screen's very bright.
Maybe I should put on some
Sponsored?
Don't beat me to the joke. Some gray-tinted anti-blue light glasses. This video brought to you by Honey! Hey! That was stolen.
Yeah, you're trying to steal someone else's joke.
They were talking about how, you just need to see, what was it? I don't remember what video it was.
I know it was something, their channel name...
Send it to me?
I don't think so. Their channel name has something to do with noodles.
But,
I think they're just referred to as noodle, but...
Yeah, if you want to protect your eyes against blue light, do it with ExpressVPN! Okay, where are we? On the theory that they are too girly or indicative of homosexuality, a congratulatory clap on the shoulder, back, fine. Shaking hands or puppy fists, no problem. Hugging and kissing, not so much. Okay, well, come on. Like, are we gonna argue this? Like, you're just right. Yeah, that's too much. To each their own. To each their own.
Yeah.
But like, there's
kissing is
it's very rare you get the level that warrants something as intimate as a hug. All right, you need to have appropriate reactions to different things. If you overuse it, it loses its power. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Also, kissing. Who kisses unless it's like that's one thing that I guess maybe is more nowadays in the more Western world, is the fact that kissing is only a romantic thing. You know, there are a lot of cultures where it's like, you know, like a kiss on the cheek, like both cheeks, is how they say hello or something weird like that.
When you bow down to someone and kiss their hand.
That's different. Yeah. That's not on the face.
Yeah.
But kissing a ring, that's like, you know, it's very like a regal, like a almost worship ish of like royalty, that kind of thing. And then kissing the hand is like that doesn't go back as far. I mean, that was just a kind of like gentlemanly love. I'm so fancy, you know. But still, you get the idea. That's not the same as like Supernatural. Picture here, all right? Something really intense, emotional happens. They give each other a hug, right? If one of them like kissed each other on the forehead, that would be weird. That would be so weird. Therefore, when two men hug, it usually indicates that they are close friends, brothers in blood or in spirit, or trusted comrades in arms. This is a man hug, known as dapping up. Okay, well, hold on. Is it not indicative of that when girls hug? Close friends, sisters in blood or spirit, trusted comrades. Like, is it not? Is this really different? Is this really that? There's less affection shown in general from men than women on an average basis, which goes back to just the factual differences between the two groups. But it's not like there's really this big of a gap, right? It's not like just complete strangers are just out on the street hugging each other because they're girls. You know? I have some bones to pick with the implications of this trope page.
Yeah.
That being said, there's also a lot in here that's like, yeah, but it's funny. It's not like these things are wrong. It's just entertaining to hang a lantern on it. Is that a term you're familiar with?
Nope.
We should look that up. Look up "hang a lantern on it." Right, I mean, like right now.
Oh. In Trope page or just Google?
I don't know if it has a trope page. Okay, so search "hang a lantern on it." This is a term that means that's pretty important for
This is our prequel to
a lot of this is another storytelling kind of topic that is too good to mention. It's you know, even if it's not on TV tropes or if it is on TV
Imagine
tropes,
if the first edition is TV tropes.
maybe. Writer's Glossary, "hang a lantern on it." Let's
Right.
try that. Okay. Just a second though. The third result is TV tropes lampshade hanging, which probably describes the same thing. It says, also refers to it as lampshading. I always hear that it said it mentioned within a sentence in a way that they say "hang a lantern on it." I listen to writing excuses. "Hang a lantern on it." This is a trick writers, especially screenwriters, use to draw attention to a plot inconsistency or credibility breach. Rather than hiding it, we all have those moments when we just need there to be an escape route, or that certain character needs to be in a certain place at a certain time, but it's out of character or stretches the credibility a bit. Well, that's when you hang a lantern on it. Okay, the idea. Okay, so like you call attention to something when there's like a discrepancy. So like a plot hole. All right, it's how instead of covering up the plot hole, you have a character in world point this thing out. You hang a lantern on it. Yes, you acknowledge this and you make a joke out of it. That kind of thing.
All right.
You get the general idea.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect explanation, but by I think it comes through, right?
Yeah. Should we go back?
Hang a lantern on it. You shine the light on it. Let's look at the related tropes. Related to air hugging. I can see that. We're not actually gonna touch or anything, but air hug. We assign that two characters are this trope called heterosexual life partners. The idea that doesn't have to be romantic for them to be like platonic soulmates. Like these two characters, they're so closely bonded as friends or even like friendly rivals. Men who aren't afraid to hug is itself a trope. Also, don't tend to be afraid to shed manly tears, which is you get the idea. It's the same thing, but about crying. Which that one I think there's I think the separation as far as tendencies for men and women is a much bigger separation when it comes to like crying than it is like hugs. You see what I'm saying? But it's along the same kind of idea. I think we should hit random trope again, unless you want to hit random media.
You want to try it?
Sure, let's try it once. If it happens to bring us something we know, then we'll do it. If it doesn't, we'll just hit random trope again.
Alright.
The trope.
I do not know about this.
Me neither. But as the trope, it's kind of a coincidence that the thing that randomly pops up has the word troop in it.
Yeah.
Random trope. Just kind of like recurring sound bitch. Random trope. I don't know who would have to do the voice for that, but I think that'd be kind of maybe I don't know, funny, just kind of a gimmicky thing. So we have gimmicky things. Anyway, God test. So you are the Christ? Yes, the great Jesus Christ. Prove it to me that you're divine. Change my water into wine. What's the picture? What's it say? I mean, okay. He can turn water into wine and dinner into dessert. It's a Family Guy picture for those listening on audio, which you probably won't be, because we're out of space on SoundCloud with which to have free content. So unless we start making money off of this, we will not be having more on SoundCloud. Unfortunately, I'm actually gonna have to record like a little bit clip for that, just so I can put it at the end of the SoundCloud playlist. Say, hey, go to YouTube for more and probably better. Okay, maybe what I can do, right? YouTube has it all, but then the audio only on SoundCloud just cycles through. So I get rid of episode 1 in order to episode 6. You see what I'm saying?
Ah.
That might be where I go with it. Anyway, where were we? Okay. Oh, so I think the idea of this trope, without even having started reading any of the parts, is that like, you look at my overlap with, give me a sign. You know, this idea of just like, prove that you're deital figure, because it doesn't. It's obviously both of these examples, both the quote and picture, both have to do with Jesus, right? But I think the trope is probably more than that. So extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Therefore, when an ordinary-looking character claims to be God, Satan, a wizard, time traveler, robot, or alien, you get the idea.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not even just deitor figures. It's the idea that, you know, why don't you do this? Prove, you know.
I'm just gonna small comment. I just find the idea of proving your robot a little funny in comparison to Captcha's.
In comparison to what?
Of Captcha.
Oh, Captcha! Yes! Yes! Yes.
It's just like, okay, prove to me you're a robot, and Captcha's like, prove to me you're not a robot.
Yeah.
I will say it's not the same kind. It's not really the same kind of thing. But I was just remembering the time in Avatar when Azula liked to top like saying she was like,
it's like, oh really? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll admit you're good. Okay, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm obviously like, if you're just bold face, obvious lying, like if your heartbeat changing or whatever with a lie, it's not going to be the same if you're just not trying to trick someone. You know what I mean? So I feel like Azula's example doesn't really prove the point. But anyway, random trope.
I feel like Top should have been smart enough for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did still continue to threaten Azula, so they kind of were. To be fair, but yeah. Amphibian at large. Okay, I know it's a reptile, not amphibian, but Via, a giant gummy lizard. Those who get the reference will get the reference.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the oddly specific looking trope. Hey, we are totally screwed. Heh, get it? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a pun.
I think that leads to a trope in itself.
It probably does. Probably a trope of puns or dad jokes or something. Maybe that's what we should click on. Amphibian large. Frogs, toads, and other amphibians come in a range of sizes, but most are tiny. The largest species are about fist size. In fiction, on the other hand, they tend to be scaled up. This can range from dog size to building crushing. A perfect storm of threatening and disgusting. It can also be bewitched amphibians who keep their human size when turned into frogs. Huh. I mean, it's interesting that this gets its own page, but it's also like it's a short one. But I can already tell you, the only example that matters. Anime and manga, Naruto. Everyone who knows Naruto will know. Giant toads. There's a thing. One last random trope. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Are you suffering from not being cool enough? Are you always facing towards explosions? Introducing the Michael Bay lens by Certifiably Cool Industries. This eye contact will predict oncoming blasts and present you with an augmented reality display indicating where to turn so that you can always look away from the explosion like someone cool would. And now with a feature to help make sure you don't accidentally look directly into the camera like a fourth wall breaking weirdo. Call 1-800-555-COOL GUYS DON'T LOOK AT EXPLOSIONS or send an email starting with that phone number to the email below to order your own pair of Michael Bay lenses. Call now and we'll throw in one slow-mo master for free. Certifiably Cool Industries is not responsible for any eye strain or uncontrolled ego increase from use of their products. Michael Bay lens can lead to missed fireworks shows and is not recommended for Bomb Squad members. Please consult your doctor, mentor, or sidekick before trying. Don't be a loser your whole life. Try Michael Bay lenses today.
Contrasting sequel main character. The picture is two different Yu-Gi-Oh main characters, and the caption, now with 99% less happy. Making a sequel is hard. I did the clap thing again. One needs to find the perfect balance of new stuff to contrast with the original. One way to get some difference is to take your old protagonist and make his mirror image, but with contrasting traits. Was the previous hero a hot-blooded action hero? Make the new one an action survival who relies on brains over brawn. Was he a young, wide-eyed idealist? Make the other an older knight in sour armor.
I saw you ready too.
I'm like, wait, that's not the word I thought was going to be there. Was he a man? Have the new one be a woman. All right. And there's a whole bunch of different trope links there. There's also something else. We're going to have to put all of these plus whatever the one about dad joke puns.
Yeah.
Gonna have to put those on the list for the next episode. Now we have a plan. Kinda. But yeah. They did a good job explaining it. You make a sequel, new main character. Gotta go with opposite, or like partly opposite, like mirror opposite, you know?
Also, whatever.
Now with 99% less happy, or you could do or you could do now with 99% more happy.
I feel
Well,
like
statistically, actually, it'd be like something 100,000%, but you get the idea.
I feel like 99% less happy probably leads into another trope we could do.
Probably. That's also highlighted. We're gonna have to come back to this page later and open these. But this will be at the end of the episode. Do you have any particular examples of contrasting sequel main characters? I feel like I should, but I don't. But I'm okay. But okay. But what does this imply about writing? Don't make it the same every time. Don't be too repetitive. Like, think about tropes. Tropes are not cliches. Cliche has a negative connotation. When people say cliche, it's implied that it's bad. That its overuse has made it bad. That it's too expectable. All this stuff. You know what I mean? Tropes are trends. They're identifications of things reoccurring within stories. And things reoccur within stories because they aren't bad. You know what I mean? And we've already just described this idea of tropes, probably in episode 1, presumably, I would hope. Right? We get the idea. Looking at these things teaches you some of the things to keep in mind. And sometimes these are things you want to go with, sometimes these are things you want to avoid. It goes both ways. Occasionally a trope might come up and like, oh, I always want to avoid that, and occasionally it might come up and you want to be like, I always want to achieve that, right? But you get the idea. Obviously, this is particularly in the case where like it's like a sequel series. Not like a sequel book, but like a sequel series, where there is a new main character, right? And this can be a way to explore how things could have been different with a different main character. The different ways they react to different things. It could be a way to build off of some things you may have learned the first time around with a story in this world. Obviously, don't tell the same story with a different character, though to a certain degree. If you do it right, even that is a doable thing, you know? There's exceptions to every rule, you know? But probably, you know, learn the rule before the exception was what they say, you know? But anyway, look at examples.
Can you open it?
Sub-pages.
Yep.
Okay, so this is different from
Nice Templar.
Nice Templar, where it was all sub-pages. This is just video games and whatever the heck Argo Novice. Is that like a single series that uses this so many times that it needs its own page? That'd be insane. Thing about contrasting, the word contrasting, what it implies is that the features of one thing are highlighted more by being different from the other thing.
Uh-huh.
Right? Contrasting colors, you have these colors that are different. They don't have to be exactly opposite, but they strike against each other in a way that, not in a bad way, but in a reinforcing kind of way, where they make each other pop out. You know what I mean? contrast is kind of a good thing to utilize in a lot of ways. I don't know how to dive more into that. It's just something to keep in mind, you know? Having something that is reverse of something will highlight the difference within both of those.
Another kind of comment I have is I also find it interesting that of course video games they have a subpage because they're the ones that usually have different sequel characters.
Right. They're the most likely category for that. That makes sense. It's a good thought.
Like, movies usually have their series, like, not always, of course, but usually have their series tied to the characters. While video games, like, sometimes have it tied to the character.
Final Fantasy, that one's a good example.
Yeah.
I haven't played many Final Fantasy, but I'm aware of the idea that, like, different ones being set in, like, different, like, time areas, I think. I think it ranges. I think there's a lot of different characters, a lot of different focuses. I haven't played Final Fantasy, so I'm sorry, I don't know. But you get the idea, you know?
The later half of the alphabet. Wait, oh! Hey, it's here! They freaking have it!
Yeah, I told you, derivative examples.
Except this one is more of... It's not the main characters.
But it is... I mean, it is kind of the primary characters that most people have use of. The actual, you know... Obviously, because, like, the main character of Splatoon is just whatever you make.
Yeah.
But, you get the idea.
Pearl and Marina, the opposite duo from Splatoon 2, contrasts with Callie and Mari, the Squid Sisters from Splatoon. While the duos still have odd friendships, they're played differently. Pearl is similar to Callie as they both play the role of Boke and are energetic. However, Pearl...
So, Bokeh is a reference to a certain, it's like a Japanese trope of a kind of a two-man band, kind of a... There's like a... What is it? Straight man and wise guy. Have you heard of straight man and wise guy? This is a trope we should look into. The idea of like the one character being the more serious one, contrasted by like the silliness of the other character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at that. But it's sort of like the it kind of comes back to a sort of Japanese trope that's sort of equivalent. I looked it up once. It was kind of complicated. I can't remember exactly how it works, but you get the idea. Is that this way of contrasting these two characters once again? Contrast.
Yeah, contrast.
Any closing remarks, Dash?
I guess we could just try doing this sometime. A contrasting sequel character. Just if you ever like feel stumped on what to do with character creation, just give that a try. Other than that, no.
Writing prompt. Writing prompt. That was the thing I wanted to do each episode. Writing prompt for this episode. Take some kind of story you have, at least an idea, and try and make some kind of like a few pages, some kind of excerpt or something, like a scene, whatever. But try and make something that's like within like the same like world as another one of your stories. Or something like a existing series that people know that you're like a fan of, or something like that. I don't know. And write this bit of stuff about a new main character who contrasts the existing familiar one. That's the prompt. I realize the Connor probably could have said that in a better, more concise way. A contrasting sequel main character. Write an excerpt with a new sequel main character who contrasts the original. I do want to put some. I think I want to put some planned remarks of not like a script, but like just talking points coming up, so that there's more direction, more to actually take away from the episodes. So it's not just random, like not too random. Like obviously like random, ranting, funny, whatever weird. Like this is part of what our thing is. But I also want there to be something worthwhile to take away. And so I think starting a trend of doing, at least coming up with some ideas beforehand, might be a good idea. That way, and that'll help make things more concise, you know? But anyway, this has been episode 6 of Through the Rabbit Hole.
So just one small comment. I was rewatching the excerpt of
the last one.
Do we want to do plural or
we
not?
kept trying to end it. Okay, plural or not? Okay, realistically, it should probably be plural.
All right.
Oh, maybe that should be our name for the fan base instead of like Trope Troopers. Maybe it should be like the alligators or something. But then would we do alligators or crocodiles?
No, I think like
would we do croc-gators? I don't know. I feel like
I just say we both refer to them as Trope Troopers.
Let's just keep the end off as just the end off and not make too much out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it would be
but plural probably.
I think it would be funny if it's just referring to the people watching. You just always call them crocodiles, and I just always call them alligators.
Yeah. Well, thank you all of the Trope Troopers that we're now calling the. I mean, there's not like a fan base yet.
Yeah.
You know.
One day.
But we'll keep making episodes. We'll make them shorter. We'll make them better. We'll make them more streamlined, right?
Harder,
right? We'll
better,
faster, stronger. Yeah. We'll make them harder, better, faster, stronger. And then when we do have at least some kind of following, I don't know if I don't care if it's 5 people. You 5 get to be the Trope Troopers. Or if you come up with a better name you would like to be referred to as, we can change it. It's not set in stone. He gave a thumbs up. You can't see that. There's no camera on us.
It is my instinctive reaction. You know what? I'll be honest.
I got honest. My instinctive reactions often involve like nod, smile, shrug. Gotta be careful about that. Though.
Honestly, in front of the camera, if there was a camera there, I'd probably even get self-conscious of the thumbs up.
All right. Where was I? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Like, really, really, please comment something. If you watched this and got this far, just comment something. I don't care if the comment just says the word something. Just do it.
Otherwise, we don't.
And if you have like a question or something we can respond to in the next episode or something, that would be pretty cool.
Otherwise, you don't exist.
Basically, yeah.
And
we can't respond to you if you don't respond to us first.
And we like having people watching and existing.
Yeah. It would make us feel more better and validated if we knew you were there. And leave a like, so we don't have like 0 likes.
Yeah. I guess.
If you made it this far in the video, and you're not leaving a like, that's pretty rude. Bruh. Without further ado, I'm Kashi. You're awesome. And I will see you later, crocodile.
In a while, alligator.